If it is or if it ain't, it's going to come out. Good morning, everybody. It's your girl, Miracle Sims, and you're listening to God, Sex, and Love. Your daily dose of inspiration, the juice. It is October the 18th, 2023, and today the topic is, Today is the Day. Happy Wednesday, everybody. Happy Wednesday. I hope that you all had a wonderful Tuesday. Mine was just fine. Yeah, mine was good overall. I ended up being a little bit more busy than I thought I was going to be. I ended up being on someone else's show yesterday in Venezuela. So your girl was in Venezuela yesterday, virtually, of course. But shout out to that lovely hostess. It was a wonderful time, and hopefully you guys got to know a little bit more about me and my endeavors. And I'll let you guys know when it comes out soon. But yeah, so I did that yesterday. I also had a really good conversation with a couple of ladies. You know, they want to embark on some partnership type situation or whatever, and it was a nice, good, enlightening time, so that was good as well. I know at some point my son go, "Mommy, another show? Why are you working so much?" I was like, well, you enjoy, you know, when mommy's able to order pizza and things of that nature. It's so funny how he says it too. He was like, pizza. I was telling my husband yesterday, I was like, he says it in a way where it's like P-E-E-T-Z-A, you know what I mean? Like pizza. But anyway. And of course, just a heads up, yes, I had the backstage baby with me right now. Okay, so he's listening and you might hear him in the background. So there you go. But anywho, so yeah, man, that was yesterday in a nutshell. That was the main stuff that was going on. Working on a couple of other stuff too, but y'all know how it goes. So anyway, let's get into this conversation about today is the day, because you know, well, first of all, the Lord woke me up around 10 something last night or something like that, and I made a note of that and did, you know, the stuff I usually do, try to go back to sleep. I did have a dream that was interesting. I looked up, you know, on dreammoves.com what certain stuff meant, and I guess some of them things was resonating that I was reading, so I was like, okay, interesting, you know. Again, I don't know exactly how it all is going to play out in my living day life, right? But it was interesting to, again, look it up and get some type of revelation on, you know, the things that I was dreaming about. So we'll see if I share all of that, if it's significant to you all or this conversation. But that's something I did when I got up this morning, looked up what my dreams or the different things in my dreams was representing. I'm trying to find dreammoves.com so y'all can know where I went. But I mean, well, y'all done heard me say it a couple of times, so hopefully you know exactly where I went, because I can't find it on my list of websites and stuff here. I got so many links. Oh, here it is. So yeah, I mean, that's the place that I tend to go. Again, chew the meat, spit out the bones, you know, take it all with a grain of salt. I'm not saying that it's biblical content or biblical interpretations or whatever the case may be, and I do think we should focus on biblical things when we're looking at things like that, but it has been something that has helped me to understand my dreams, so I try to share it so y'all can have some resources and whatnot as well. So anywho, so that was one thing I did this morning. I listened to the prayer meditation, of course, with the Soul Space app, and it was good. It had me kind of marinating on some ideas and things. But at some point, I had so many things on my mind that I was like, okay, is this the time for me to just go back to sleep and see, you know, or whatever the case may be. But I didn't go all the way back to sleep, but I did take some time to just kind of woos off for a moment. And then I was reminded of the homework that the prophetess gave me yesterday. And one of those things was to write the vision for my family, right? I had to, she asked me to write down, you know, family vision, my vision for my husband and vision for my son and things of that nature. So I took some time to do that today or this morning. And I noticed that I had a lot to say about the vision for my son. But I did a vision for like our family, my husband and my son. And yeah, I did a vision for all of those things. So my son is letting me know that I did not write the vision down for puppy. So his stuffed animal. So I'm have to probably go write something down for puppy as well. But yeah, I had a lot of things to write down about the vision of our family. Speaking of family, shout out to my mama, y'all. She's tuning in this morning. Good morning to my mama. Okay. NJ, you can say good morning to grandma and things of that nature. But yeah, here he come. Here he come.
Puppy said he needs to stay there and be great.
Okay. Okay. Well, just so you know, you're recording because you're talking. So just say hello to grandma and to the people real quick. All right. Okay. You gonna stay here while I'm doing the juice? Oh, Lord. All right. Well, anywho, so as I was saying, y'all, I had a lot to say for our family in regards to the vision and whatnot. And so I did that. And then soon after I did that, I received...
Hi, guys.
Okay, baby. I received the, I guess, word that today is the day. And so ultimately I was reminded of procrastination.
Today is the day.
Amen. All right. Look, from the mouths of babes, y'all done heard it. Today is the day. So, hey, listen now. Listen. Okay. So yeah, that was what I received today, and so that's what I ended up going deeper about and studying. And so let's get into it, y'all. What does the Lord have to say about this? So one of the first things I did this morning was look up the definition of procrastination. You want to say that? Procrastination?
Procrastination.
There it is. Procrastination, this is what the definition says: the action of delaying or postponing something. So the action of delaying or postponing something. I think at some point we have all probably experienced procrastination. I know sometimes I tend to procrastinate on some things, you know, and I notice like creatively when I'm procrastinating. Sometimes I get, you know, just I guess more unique or interesting ideas the closer I get to certain things. And so sometimes, you know, for me, it doesn't seem like procrastinating is always bad, and things like that. You know, sometimes I guess maybe something about it kind of lights a little fire under you to get it done, whatever it is, right? But on the flip side, you know, procrastination may not be the best thing, and especially it's not the best thing when it comes to getting right with God and things of that nature. And so that's more so what I'm talking about today, rather than just the creativity side of procrastination and whatnot. Because, yeah, I mean, aside from the definition, even when I went deeper and looked into some of the things that the Bible has to say, of course, there's plenty to be said about, you know, being slothful and things of that nature. Obviously, some things that were standing out to me about procrastination was like you shouldn't procrastinate when you're angry and hold on to those feelings. You should go ahead and nip certain things in the bud and things of that nature. So, obviously, again, procrastination isn't necessarily a good thing, especially when it comes to different things in the Bible. But let me go ahead and share some verses with you guys
Everybody,
in regards to this conversation.
My mommy's so cute.
Oh, well, thank you, son. I appreciate that. But I got to give the juice this morning, all right? Y'all should see me. He's backing up like a...
Like a bulldozer.
No, not like a bulldozer. But anywho, let's get to the juice, y'all, because, yeah... We already done got kind of off track, haven't it, NJ? My co-star this morning. Now you said you was gonna be quiet, NJ. Okay, all right. So 2 Corinthians 6:2, it says, "For he says, in a favorable time I listened to you, and in a day of salvation I have helped you. Behold, now is the favorable time. Behold, now is the day of salvation." So friends, listen, if y'all don't hear nothing else I say today, understand that today is the day. If you you come to this point in your life where you feel like, man, you know, I have not gotten right with God yet. I mean, you know, I know I could sit here and like put a little fear in your heart and mind, like, you know, you don't know the day nor the hour, you know, tomorrow isn't promised. We can say all these things or whatnot, and then say, for example, you live another day, you're like, okay, well, I got tomorrow to get right with God, and then I got the next day and the next thing. But at some point you won't have that day or time that you think you have. And so honestly, and then I guess for me, here's the thing that kind of convicts me with all of this, at least when it comes to in my past and whatnot. Like, one of the things that motivated me, which I know that might not motivate everybody, but hopefully it'll motivate somebody today, y'all. The more we procrastinate on getting right with God, the more we're procrastinating on someone else's blessings, right? Again, we are all connected in this beautiful way that God has created. And the thing is, again, like, again, what the things that convicted me back in the day is realizing that, okay, somebody somewhere is waiting for me to do what I'm supposed to do in order to then, for them to be able to do what they're supposed to do. And I see that operating in my life today. I mean, the conversations that I have, on a weekly basis. I tell you guys, I'm like a dating coach. I'm helping this gentleman, navigating dating this year. That's been a recent development, and stuff like that. Even with the whole writing the book situation, even with me doing the juice and finally stepping out on faith in 2020 to do this, and how life-changing that's been. There's so many things that are connected to our obedience that, we need to be paying attention to, because again, the more that we're holding off on, again, getting right with God, the more that you're holding up blessings, you're holding up, whatever you could do to help the next person, just so many different things. And so, today is the day, friend. Like, if you're here listening to the sound of my voice, today is the day. I'm just here to remind us all that, again, when it comes to getting right with God, and doing his will, his way, and things of that nature, today is the day. I could just go on and keep giving examples, but let me go ahead and just keep sharing verses and the things that stood out to me. I did go to gotquestions.org, and there's an article there that you guys can read and peruse and let marinate on your hearts, souls, and minds. And that article is called, "What Does the Bible Say About Procrastination?" You guys can check that out and read everything that it has to say. But I'm just going to share like a couple of things that stood out to me as I was reading it. And one of those things pointed me to Hebrews 3:12 and 13. It says, "Take heed, brethren, lest there be in any of you an evil heart of unbelief in departing from the living God. But exhort one another daily, while it is called today, lest any of you be hardened through the deceitfulness of sin." So what this pretty much is saying, y'all, is another quote that stood out to me as I was reading. And it says, to procrastinate and put off getting right with God is to harden one's own heart. So again, like the more that we put it off and the more that we allow time and all this stuff to fester in our hearts and minds, the more the enemy can, pretty much just present any idea to you and get you off track, and can shake your faith or whatever the case may be. And so, these are things to think about, and everything like that. Again, as you get right with God, it's a daily process. It's a daily thing. It's not like, oh, I get right with God and everything's peaches and cream and everything's, right with the world, whatever the case may be. But at least you're on the right track. Again, I was thinking today as I was reflecting on this about like, what would it have been like if 11 years ago I didn't write the script for the cast? Would we have a movie today? What would it have been like if April 1st, 2020, I didn't finally decide to go ahead and not only study, but share it? Would there be the juice today? Would there be GSL today? Would there be the talk show? Would there be the books and everything else that has come from, the first step of faith?
In the Bible.
What about the Bible, son?
They do the faith of God.
It does. It does teach us the faith of God. Thank you so much for sharing that. But yeah, at the end of the day, we got to get into the word and not only see what it has to say, but applying it into our life and things of that nature, y'all. So just saying, again, getting on the track, again, it feeds the spirit, right? The more that we focus on the things of God and start to lean and depend on him and, do things his way and things like that, it builds our faith. It makes us stronger and able to withstand all the other temptations and whatnot. And then you'll notice that the temptations and things that made you fall before don't hit as hard as they used to. Again, I'm sitting here living an example. I've been telling y'all over the past few months, the more that I've maintained self-control, the more I'm noticing that, I'll still get the temptations every now and then. I'll still get the little thoughts and whatnot every now and then. But at the same time, something is building in me to say, you know what? I've held on this long. I could keep on holding on. and whatever, I'm going to lean and depend on God right now. I'm going to cast that thought away. You building up your spirit, and it just helps us across the board. And so there's just something to think about when it comes to this whole idea of procrastination. There was another thing that stood out to me this morning, and that was the verse that I came across when I looked up the second time I woke up this morning, which was 6:15. And it was Revelation 6:15. It says, "And the kings of the earth, and the great men, and the rich men, and the chief captors, and the mighty men, and every bondman, and every free man, hid themselves in the dens and in the rocks of the mountains." Y'all know that Revelation talks to, that's a whole nother level. You guys can go and read the verse right after that, and it talks about, how basically the people in those end days are begging for the rocks to hide them from the Lord and things of that nature. Like, that does not have to be you today. You can be somebody that is, patiently waiting and anticipating God, and it's full of joy to see him crack the sky, rather than being scared and being afraid and asking the rocks to hide you and things of that nature. So, again, if you just needed a little reminder today, well, today is the day, friend. Go ahead and get right with God. There's a lot of things that is connected and attached to that act of obedience. And I hope that you guys are encouraged and inspired, because that's the juice, y'all. Now, that's the juice. Now, the Bible verse of today is 1 Chronicles 16:11. It says, "Seek the Lord and his strength, seek his face continually." So there you guys go, man. I hope that you guys enjoyed this juice this morning. Thank you so much for listening to God, Sex, and Love, your daily dose of inspiration and juice. I pray you guys can go forth and have a wonderful day, and I look forward to talking to you all tomorrow, if the Lord's will. Bye-bye. Did you know that you can support us for just 99 cents a month? That's right, friends. You can support everything that we do here at GSL for just 99 cents a month. Take a look around wherever this post is. You might see a link or maybe even a button that says support. Go there, check out the options, consider supporting us, because, we enjoy bringing you all the daily inspiration as well as the weekly talk show, but we have much, much more to come. Thank you so much for the consideration. Bye-bye.